Welcome back to ABC News Live reports. The doctor accused of attacking his wife and trying to kill her while they were hiking in Hawaii, pleading not guilty. What was supposed to be a special getaway for his wife's birthday, now leading to attempted murder charges.
The anesthesiologist accused of trying to murder his wife on a popular Hawaiian hiking trail in court facing a judge.
Thomas Otake on behalf of Gerhard Koenig, who is appearing by video.
Dr. Gerhard Koenig appearing via video link from jail.
We will be entering a plea of not guilty.
Pleading not guilty to the attempted murder charge. His nuclear engineer wife, Ariel, saying that on a trip he planned for her birthday, Koenig tried to push her off a 1,200-foot cliff. In a petition she filed for a restraining order, she detailed how he grabbed me by my upper arms and started pushing me back towards the cliff edge. Ariel saying she threw herself on the ground to keep from going over the edge, leading to a physical struggle between them. Adding, Gerhard grabbed his bag and took out a syringe with an unknown substance, attempting to inject me. She was able to throw that syringe. Shortly after, she says, he grabbed a nearby rock and began bashing me repeatedly on the head with it. Two women then appeared on the hiking trail shouting, saving her. Koenig, for now, being held with no bail. The trial has been set for June.
Now, Garrett's lawyers expect him to be back in court soon, saying they plan to request bail either later this week or early next week. For more on this story and the impending trial, I want to bring in attorney and legal analyst Terri Austin joining me here in studio. Terri, this case is getting a lot of attention. The attorneys for the doctor putting out a statement saying there are two sides to every story and that we are going to learn more about his side of the story in the court process. What are you expecting to learn? What are you watching for in this trial?
I don't think there's much they can claim. I think part of the claim is going to be he lost his mind. Maybe he snapped. There is an insanity defense in Hawaii, and he just has to not know the consequences of his actions. If they can prove that, then they might be able to have a not guilty because of insanity. But other than that, there's a lot of evidence against him, and I think it's going to be a very difficult case for the defense.
Let's talk about the bail issue that they brought up in this latest hearing, basically saying that they thought because he was charged with attempted murder that he should be granted bail. They're going to bring this up with the judge that's going to be handling his trial. How likely do you think that he's going to get bail?
Well, I think the judge is looking at how likely is it that he is going to go out and do something as far as the community is concerned, as far as his family is concerned. And I think in this type of case, you either have to set a very, very high bail amount or put the defendant in prison until the case comes to trial. Put him in jail so he doesn't cause any other harm. I don't think there are too many other options here. Remember, the doctor has a lot of money, and if it's a low bail, he probably can get out. And there's a restraining order issue here. With that, I think the judge is going to say, look, you have to stay in jail until time for your trial.
Right, and they have two little boys in this family here. Koenig's wife claimed that he took out two syringes in his attempt to kill her on this mountain. Do you think we're going to find out what was actually in those syringes?
Absolutely. Now, he could have thrown that over the mountain. I think they will be looking for those syringes because it says a lot as to his intent. If there was some sort of drug that he could put her so she could be still, that would mean he wanted to do some harm to her and that it was premeditated and that he intended to do it. So the insanity defense may not work if that's the case. I think from a forensic standpoint, they are definitely going to look at what he had in that bag, what was in the syringe, what was his intent as far as that was concerned. Very important evidence.
Okay, I'm not a lawyer, but you hear he tried to push her off of a cliff. There were syringes involved. Then he grabs a rock. The number of things. How does that stack up for him when it comes time for a trial?
Let's just say I'm glad I'm not defending him because not only that, all those things you just mentioned, very important, but also she survived and she will probably take the stand. And there are two witnesses, and those witnesses can say what they saw and what they heard. That is going to be critical for that jury. And it looks like all of those witnesses, the victim, the two witnesses who were there, based on everything I've seen, they will be very credible. So I definitely think he's going to have a difficult case and a long road ahead.
Terri Austin, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you.